Tiffany is not Trinity. In one of our previous videos, we talked about why Thomas Anderson in Matrix Resurrections is not the Neo of the original Matrix trilogy. Everything pointed to him being a creation of the analyst to increase the performance of the new Matrix. But if Tom is just a shadow of his former self, then who or what is Tiffany? Was she a clone created to activate the anomaly? Why wouldn't the integral anomaly activate unless Trinity was nearby? What would you think if I told you that Neo had a secret plan to always be close to Trinity? And like the story of the Matrix, humanity could be walking towards a future where we will question if we are still human. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
To better understand Neo's plan, it is key to look back at something that happened in Matrix Reloaded. The architect presents Neo with a crucial choice: save Trinity or restart the Matrix. If Neo chooses to save Trinity, he would doom all of humanity connected to the simulation, and also bring about the destruction of Zion. Trinity's death needed to happen for Neo to save humanity. However, Neo selfishly chooses to save Trinity. His decision distances him from the benevolent savior of humanity and brings him closer to a messiah who puts his interests first. After escaping his encounter with the architect, Neo finds Trinity, who has been shot by an agent. She dies in the Matrix, but Neo manages to resurrect her, and in the process, a part of his code is transferred to Trinity, a crucial detail for what happens next. In Matrix Revolutions, Trinity dies. This time Neo couldn't save her. This reinforces the idea that Neo was always destined to lose the one he loved for the greater good, namely for the salvation of humanity. During the climactic battle between Neo and Smith, the analyst sees the large amount of energy that Neo disperses. Despite his efforts, Neo ends up losing his life as well after defeating Smith. This loss has significant consequences. It leads to the machine's civil war, fueled by a power shortage caused by too many humans leaving the Matrix. It is still being debated how much time passed between the civil war and when the analyst took control of the Matrix. However, the analyst had Neo's body in his possession for a long time, waiting for the right moment to use it. The analyst reveals that he was unable to reactivate the anomaly's code stored inside Neo. He then hints that he had to rebuild Trinity to activate the anomaly. This revelation has profound implications. If the anomaly is a type of program or error in the Matrix that manifests in a human, which is the one, then Trinity must have a part of the anomaly's code inside of her. Back to Matrix Reloaded, where Neo brings Trinity back to life. Neo implanted a piece of the anomaly's code in Trinity, making her existence necessary. Maybe what Neo transferred to Trinity is the key to activating his powers. Hypothetically speaking, if the architect were to threaten Trinity's life, Neo could argue that she is essential to restarting the Matrix, since she possesses a part of the anomaly's code. But think about this. What if Neo infected Trinity with the code on purpose as a backup plan, making her indispensable to the Matrix? This could explain why the analyst couldn't activate the code with Neo alone, because a part of the code was missing. It was transferred to another person. Recall that red pills are not completely human. They are biological beings with machine components inside of them. The piece of the anomaly's code could have been stored in the computer part of Trinity's brain. This means that when the analyst found Trinity's corpse, he didn't need her to be alive. He just needed to extract the code from her. In Matrix Resurrections, we believe that Neo and Trinity did die, biologically, but their machine parts containing the code survived. The analyst worked to rebuild Neo and Trinity through simulation loops, and eventually, the anomaly was reactivated. We believe that Tom and Tiffany are artificial intelligence who were placed inside the bodies of Neo and Trinity. They were installed inside the machine parts in their brains and were trained to believe that they were human. But then memories of Neo and Trinity's lives started to reemerge, and so the analyst had to stop them from becoming the real Neo and Trinity. Niobe being a very old woman in the real world, while Neo and Trinity look much younger than her, helps support this theory. The analyst mentioning that it was expensive to rebuild Neo and Trinity also helps the theory. It suggests their machine origin. We've mentioned numerous times that the Oracle may have manipulated Trinity's code long before Neo saved her life, possibly by feeding her one of her cookies, which is also connected to why Neo came back to life after Trinity kissed him. Also in the video game Matrix Online, it was mentioned that Neo and Trinity were part of a machine project. The point here is that Neo and Trinity were never fully human, and that their need for each other has been presented since the very first movie. Now the question here is, if we were to replace parts, or even our entire biological body with machines, but still retain our memories, are we still ourselves? Ever heard of the ship of Theseus paradox? No? Well, this philosophical concept states the following. Imagine a ship called Theseus that wears out over time. To maintain it, each damaged part is replaced. After many years, all of the original parts have been replaced. So is it still the same ship of Theseus after all these replacements? If your answer is yes, then think about this. If someone were to collect all the original pieces and builds a new ship, which of the two ships would be the real ship of Theseus? The one that has all the original parts replaced, or the one that was built with the original parts? Now apply that riddle to Neo and Trinity's situation. Their physical bodies were changed, parts were fixed and or replaced. So are they the same people, or are they merely reflections of whom they once were? Here's another disturbing concept for all of you. Transhumanism. It proposes that humans must transcend our biological limits by using technology to improve our existence in the universe. Recently, there has been discussions about incorporating devices such as Neuralink into our bodies, as well as installing artificial intelligence into our brains to expand our knowledge and capabilities. Technically, medical science has evolved quite a bit to where many people have machine prosthetic limbs. We have hearing aids to help the deaf, and probably soon, there will be special cameras to help those who are blind. In the future, physical aspects that define us as humans will begin to be replaced by electronic components. They will help us regain what we have lost, gain what we weren't born with, and even keep what we will eventually lose. Our lives, at least for a bit longer. Our bodies, our vessels, our ships of Theseus will change. We might reach a point where we will start to wonder if we are still who we are. But do you agree? Are Neo and Trinity no longer the same heroes from the original Matrix trilogy? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.